Hi everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you are all feeling amazing after this weekend. I had a fabulous weekend. I'm still like feeling the energy from Saturday. I'm still so grateful and stoked and impressed and just like actually like overwhelmed by the support of the community. As you guys all know, those who were there, raising over 100,000 rand for Jam SA, guys. It just shows you, it really just shows you every little bit counts. A 50 rand from a lot of people, adds up. And yeah, it's just amazing. So just a huge shout out. Actually, I just wanted to say thank you to the whole Jeff community. Thank you to Jono and Jules and Siri and Dirkie. I know a lot of the other coaches were working at the back. Tam was there. I know Sarah was there. So thank you to everyone who really put in the effort, Zita, to get this event up and running. And yeah, it's really amazing. So thank you everyone for being a part of that. It's not the first time that we have raised funds, and I'm sure it's not the last time. So yeah, I always say it's kind of like part of the Jeff community is really for our own wellness and ourself. And you've got to have a full cup to give, but then also part of this community is really having that responsibility within your community to do the work, to give time, or to donate, or whatever it is. And that's what's so beautiful about this platform is it's so connected. It's almost as if one person says, hey, should we do something good, everyone else is like, yeah, sure, obviously. So that's really been amazing. So a big thank you to everyone. Hi, Coach Kaylee. Welcome. Nice to have you. Sandra, good to see you here. Hi, Karen. Welcome, everyone. I see there's a few people watching, but you're not checking in. Guys, check in, especially those doing one-on-ones. I want to see you check in this week. I know everyone's schedules are busy. So if you're not doing the live session, then check in when you catch up on the class, so we can just see everyone who's attending. And of course, it's always great for me to hear how you guys found the classes. I actually got tons of you to get back to today from weekend. I saw quite a few people doing classes yesterday evening, so Sunday evening. That's so wonderful. What a great way to treat yourself at the end of the week. And of course, we all needed that rehab after intense week last week. And then, of course, the run on Saturday. And as far as I know, there was like a triple with Suri this morning. So let me know if anyone actually did that. I allowed myself to sleep in today. I was like, I'll treat myself on this Monday. But yeah, welcome everyone. Hi, Janice, back again. Need to stretch out after the run on Saturday. Hi, Karen. Lots of love. So yeah, guys, today's class, it is the intermediate session. It's not going to be as intense as sometimes it is, because this week, if you saw my post from yesterday, is about our joints. We're going to focus a lot on our wrists and our ankles. I've been getting quite a lot of questions around that. And as you guys know, a lot of yoga work is on the hands, obviously standing on the feet, but like balancing and those kinds of things. So where do we look for health and how do we create comfort within our joints? So how do we, I was saying it's fun doing the more gymnastics, acrobatics, or whatever you call it, yoga poses, but this practice really is there to give us a comfortable lifestyle, our day-to-day things, picking up bags, picking up toddlers, holding your baby, walking your dog, hiking, just everyday things, to find comfort in that. There are a lot of people in the world. I've got students who live with chronic pain. If you're not aware of what chronic pain is, guys, it's people live with pain a lot of the time, or discomfort, and there are so many ways to try and ease that. And really, these practices in flow are how I'm trying to bring that into your lives. So yeah, welcome everyone. Hi, Diona. One-on-one clients have got to be here. Absolutely, Kaylee. Thank you for that. Cindy at work will do this evening. Perfect. I think you're going to love this practice. Carmelita, hi. Karika, hi Kathleen, checking in. Hi Karika, welcome. Hi Roz, happy Monday. Welcome everybody. So yeah, like I was saying, I digress, but like I was saying, today is going to be a lot about joints, joint mobility, moving through our natural range of motion, whatever that is for you individually. So it's great to look at me demoing things, and to have that visual, but I'd like you to really listen to my voice and rather do what I say, not what I do, because you need to experience it in your own body. Hi everyone, first time. Welcome. If it's your first time here, guys. Remembering this is an intermediate session, so some of the things may feel a little more advanced for those who are not used to practicing yoga or these kinds of movements. Catching up tonight, great Roz. So just take it at your own pace. But with the running this weekend, a lot of hard work. I know on Friday, on Jules's birthday, my partner Neil and I had such a laugh because we were like, I swear they're making this like extra tough on Jules's birthday. It was mad. It was just rep after rep after rep after rep. I was really tight after that session, and then doing the walk on Saturday, I walked with my dad. So yeah, last night I did a nice long practice and just to ease into my joints and into my body. So that's really what today is about. Not too many fancy things going to be going on, but really work that is worth doing, putting in the effort, putting in the rehab, so that our bodies can stay mobile. I know a lot of you have seen that post that I shared. It's quite a famous, a well-known quote that says, "I bend so I don't break." Right? So the more we move, the more we can move. Cool, everyone. 2 more minutes. Perfect. So let's see who else pops on. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. Guys, I know there's so many of you that I need to get back to. There's been a lot of feedback, a lot of comments. I will get to that, I promise. But every now and then I have to put my phone away. I get in trouble at home. Screen time has always been an issue, but I think now it's just, it's for me, it's doubled, it's tripled, where I'd usually be able to put my phone down and teach a class. Now I teach my class on the phone, and straight after that, it's comments or bookings or whatever. So excuse me if I take a while sometimes to get back to you, but it's just because I have to set those boundaries, those technology boundaries, for myself and for my partner and for just being present in the moment. Hi, Leslie. Welcome everyone. Let's give it another minute or so. Today, you won't need anything specific. You will just need your body and your mat. So if you don't have a yoga mat, a towel to be on. You got a little bit of time. So if you'd like to really make sure that your space is quiet, it's so lovely having a dedicated practice space. So nice, clean, quiet space. You could light some incense, light some candles, especially if you're catching up on this in the evening. Sandine said she's catching up later. Roz is catching up later. So ladies, so nice to make it super special, indulge in it. It's such a privilege and such a blessing to be able to put that time aside for yourself. So really make it count. Hi, Natalie. Welcome. Karika, tech boundaries is so important. Super important. I don't even, there's that the settings on your phone that you can go see how much time you spend on each app. And I try not even to go there. But I think I'm going to start going there and actually really holding myself accountable for how much time I'm spending on the interwebs. Even though that's how I get to connect with you guys. So it's definitely not all terrible. It's actually brought a beautiful global connection together. So lots of gratitude for it. But definitely space to be there, and then space to be really present in your body in the real life. Screen time, nothing worse than someone who chooses their phone over you. Yeah, the more you give to yourself, the more you can give. Yeah, absolutely, everyone. All right. So let's get started. Thank you for choosing screen time with me today. And now you are choosing your screen time over everyone else for the next 45 minutes. So welcome, everyone. We're going to start standing. So you can just bring yourself pretty much anywhere on your mat and take a nice loop of the shoulders and just bring yourself to stand, feet about hip distance apart. Draw the shoulders to stack above the hips, and then almost lift your arms, roll the shoulders back and move them away from one another. So there's a space between your upper arms and your armpits potentially, and your palms are facing forward. It's almost like the classic anatomy body in an anatomy book. Just stand nice and symmetrical. Close your eyes. Start to firm a little the muscles in the arms and the legs. Lift and spread your toes for a moment, activating into the arch of the foot. And then gently allow your toes back down. They're your little balancers. But our weight is really on the balls and the heels of the foot. Take a nice deep breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. And again, a deep breath in. And full breath out through the mouth. And a last deep breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. All right. And then just standing here for a moment or two before we get started. Today's intention for our practice is to simply be present and really see this as a session where you're giving back to yourself. You're putting back in. So, a lot of the times our bodies are putting out. They're working and they're burning energy and we're running and we're asking them to do hits and really we're putting out, energetically we're putting out to others, to our work, to our families, to everything outside of ourselves. These sessions, you're putting back in. All right, slowly open your eyes. All right, and then you can keep your hands to the side, or if you'd like, you could place them on your hips. We're going to work a little into our ankles. So let's bring our weights onto our right leg. And then just start to move through some ankle rolls in that left ankle. So you can move your toes, kind of squish them and spread out the foot and extend and kind of contract and just feel into this ankle joint, moving it around and changing directions. Maybe you feel a few little cracks. Maybe you hear a few little clicks. And then, of course, the foot that you're standing on, the leg that you're standing on is nice and active now. We're just getting that to strengthen a little bit while we really soften through this left ankle. So for me, making sure that my shoulders are really stacked above my hips, my abdominals are slightly active, and this makes me quite stable here. So I can really just focus on my left ankle now, just moving it around, point and flex, and again, just a few circles. And then while we're here, I'd like you to deepen your breath. So full breath in, out through the nose. Nice. And then just keep that breath flowing. Beautiful. All right, let's ground our left foot and raise right leg. So it's not in its highest. I'm not asking my right thigh or hip flexors to work too hard here. I'm really focusing on releasing through that ankle joint, and I can hear a lot of clicking going on here. So just allow that to move through, crunch the toes, spread through the toes, and as you spread through your toes, can you try and see a little gap between each of your toes? And so we're really pulling the feet apart. For those who are in shoes the whole day, I mean, a lot of our trainers are amazing. They are built for feet, they really are the technology for feet. But if you're in high heels or you're in boots, or you're in shoes that aren't great for your feet, you should really be doing this every day to just release in and around the bones, the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments in the feet. Nice. Let's lower right foot down. Then we're going to bend a little in the knees. I'll show you from the side. You're going to bring the weight into your right foot and then flip onto the top of your left foot. So like any of you did ballet, like really pointing your foot. Oh, I can really feel that. Keep the rest of your body nice and strong, but easy, no tension, so that you can focus on opening the top of that left foot. So now my foot is almost like in line with my heel, but you could move it a little forward, you could move it a little back. Almost the more forward it is, the more you press down, the stronger that opening will be across the top of my foot. And then I'm not dumping on that foot. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure, but I'm easing my foot to open here. So we're going to hold here 5 more deep breaths. And then see if you can just allow that left ankle and left foot to completely relax. So no muscle activation. It's almost like the weight of that left leg, when you release around this left leg, the weight will move down and pretty much gravity is doing the work for us here. So you guys know I say a lot, I speak about gravity a lot. Gravity is such a beautiful tool when it comes to helping us release tension through our body, because gravity really holds us. All right, finish off those 5 breaths. When you're done, slowly release that foot. You could kind of pad a little side to side on the feet, lift and spread through the toes now. And then we'll take that to the second side. So coming on to the top of that right foot, take it slowly. So now I can already feel that this side is so much tighter than where I left that left foot now, right? So remember, we kind of played around with feeling, does that feel better to have it a little behind me, or the further I move it forward, the stronger the stretch will become across the front of that right foot. Okay, and then I'd like you to settle on a spot that feels doable to you. So when I say come into a shape that feels doable, I mean it's a space where your breath can still flow. You don't want to like be in there and grip your teeth or grip your jaw and hold tension. It needs to be easy, but you're still feeling a sensation, no pain. And then let's take 5 full breaths. Completely relax this right leg. Remember, your left leg is holding you. Completely relax your right ankle. And relax your whole left foot. So nice. Okay, I know it's intense, and then we'll release. Again, place the whole right foot flat on the floor. You can kind of just walk a little side to side. And then from here, I'd like you just to kind of roll into your ankles. So you're almost like you're moving onto the sides of your feet like that. And you're just massaging out. You can change direction. So nice. So we're going to work our way up through all the joints in the body, or most of the joints in the body, the main joints, just to release last week, to release the run, to release any tension your body might be holding. Beautiful. All right, and then let's come to stand again. Keep your feet about hip distance. They could be a little wider. Again, I'll show you from the side. You're going to bring your weight into your left leg. You'll see my standing leg is always a bit bent. You could have it straight, but just watch for locking out into your knee joint then. So I like to have it a little bent. That also helps me to activate the muscles in my legs more, as well as activate my abdominals. So I'm going to bring my hands into my hips for this one. I'm going to shift the weight onto my left leg and draw my right knee up. So it's pretty much in a nice 90-degree angle. And then from here, the natural range of motion, or the natural movement of this knee joint, is like a hinge, right? So it's to extend it and then to squeeze it in. And to extend it and to squeeze it in. Okay, so if it feels a little intense having it this high, you could lower that leg so that you're not really creating any tension and you're just swinging that leg forward and back. Let's relax this right foot quite a bit. And then you're just moving forward and back. So now you really get to feel when we move slowly, you go joint by joint and you can kind of pinpoint what's going on in the different parts of your body. Keep your breath nice and full. Notice if you've picked up tension in the shoulders, the jaw. Nice. And then let's soften that leg down and we'll switch. Left knee up. And maybe you do a few rounds here where the leg's a little higher. Just to see that extension and find a little more activation in this practice. But again, if your body is feeling a little fatigued, then allow this left hip flexor to be quite soft. It obviously has to hold the left femur bone up, but soften that left ankle and foot, soften the left hip flexor, and breathe. Nice. Don't worry if you're wobbling around a lot on that standing leg. It's good. It gets those little stabilizing muscles in the feet and the ankle to really wake up. Nice. Let's do one more. And then you'll place that foot down. Nice. So like we did with the ankles, you're going to keep your hands on your hips and then just kind of straighten out the knees and bend them as you move around in a circle. Okay, so my hips are moving with a little bit, but I'm really moving around. You can change direction now, really bringing in that movement with the feet, the ankles, and the knees as I get a nice bend and straight. Awesome. Okay, and then bring yourself back up to stand. So we'll do a similar thing with the hips now, where we're just going to move the leg forward and back. So let's bring our weights onto our right leg. And then obviously you're going to need to bend this leg slightly to get that foot to move through. Okay, so a little bend. And you're just going to move. So my knee and my ankle is soft now. And I'm just taking that leg forward and back. Okay, so that's one direction in which our hip joint is able to move, is to move this femur bone forward and back. Full deep breaths, stay focused, stay balanced. I've started straightening and strengthening my standing leg now, but you could keep it bent at all times if you like. Beautiful. All right. And then the next time your knee comes to chest, pause, extend that leg and bring the left toe down in front of you. And now we're like almost, if anyone did ballet, almost like a rondejambe, I think. You take that foot out to the side, take it around back behind you, and kind of bring it back forward. So from the front, it would look like this, taking it out in front of you, moving the hip around and bringing it back in. So just this movement of changing the direction in which we access that hip joint. Nice. Go a few more rounds. Remember, I'm really soft. So yes, my standing leg is active. My torso is nice and stable. But the joint that I'm moving, I really want to be nice and soft. Okay, put your leg forward and draw your foot off the floor again to raise your knee up. And now again, finding your own natural range of motion, you're going to take the knee up and out to the side and then roll it back and bring it forward. Okay, so we've been in our standing leg for a while now. If you need to come off that foot for a moment and move back in, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're just kind of bringing some healthy compression into this right leg, right into our bones. So our bones need healthy compression for for them to be ultimately nice and healthy. All right, and then the next time your knee comes to your chest, pause and lower that foot down. Nice. Let's take a little movement side to side, little padding out on the feet, and then we'll do second side, right? So we're going to have a little bend in the standing leg and just take it forward and back. So just moving right femur bone. I'm really trying to stay quite soft in that whole right leg. Activate your abdominals. Find your center. And breathe so that the oxygen traveling in through your nose fills the lungs, so that the lungs can then send that oxygen into the bloodstream that then gets carried to all the cells in the body. Nice. Next time your right knee comes to chest, pause and extend that foot, lower the foot to the floor. Start to sweep it out like a little half moon behind you and then drag it forward. You can see I'm kind of dragging my foot forward on the top of that foot. I'm just moving into that opening feeling again. Nice. Let's do about 3 more of this. Just moving around in that hip joint. Right, so this is slow work, but not boring work. Necessary work. And next time your knee comes up, draw to center, hold it up, and then again, start to feel how, so I like to bend my knee in this, so that this bottom hip can kind of move around as I move that top leg around. Okay, me having a much stronger right leg than left leg, my left leg's burning already, and that's fine. You just strengthening that left leg while you soften your right. And soften your right foot. And let's take 2 more rolls. We'll release the hips now. Knee to chest. And ground. Well done, everyone. Feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your hips. And then we're just going to roll the hips around a bit. So taking the hips to the right, kind of like a hula hoop feeling. Take your hips forward, round to the side, and then here you can almost stick your bum out as you take your hips backwards. So it looks something like this as you just roll around. And then here, if you find a spot that feels really good, so maybe you go to the left and you go, ooh, hello, I feel you. Then you stay there for an extra breath or so, okay? And then you keep moving again. So we'll just move around. My shoulders and my head is kind of just following that movement. And the projection from the spine, from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, so that the spine stays pretty neutral. Nice. And then the next time your hip comes, or your hips come forward, pause, and then switch direction. Taking hips to the other direction and taking them around. So for me, I can really feel the movement of my femur bones in these ball and socket joints of the hips. How amazing is that range of motion in this joint, right? So different to joints like our knee joints and our elbow joints, which are more hinge joints. And then I have ball and socket joints that offer so much movement for us. All right, let's take 1 more round. Take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale. And then you'll come slowly back to center. Beautiful. we're going to move into releasing the spine a little bit. So reach both arms up. And then lift the gaze slightly and see how long you can make yourself. So reach, 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 reach. And then sink your tailbone slightly down. So it's almost like you're trying to tuck your tailbone forward, right? But not too much, just enough so that you're not arching in the lower back. And we're trying to get full traction in the spine. Beautiful. Let's interlace the hands. Reach up and really stretch, 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 stretch. Nice. Separate your hands and allow them to come back down. Bring your hands in front of you, interlace your fingers. Notice which one's on top, flip your palms. And then keeping neutral hips, neutral legs, just round your upper back. So I'm literally not changing anything from the navel down. I'm just stretching out behind the shoulders. I'm tucking my chin. And now I'm stretching out the backs of my wrists. So you can really go for it here. Full stretch in the arms, stretching in the fingers, breathing into the backs of the lungs, the sides of the lungs. Getting a nice stretch between the cartilage or in between the rib cage. Beautiful. And then bring the arms up. Split your hands into that bird wing shape where our elbows are now bent and our hands are facing forward. Start to draw your elbows back past the line of your shoulders. And then here, I like to take my elbows forward and my palms up towards the ceiling. And I'm really stretching the front of my shoulders, stretching around the pectorals, and getting a little bit of a back bend in the upper back. Beautiful. Taking this into more of a neural stretch. So you should feel this, that you're going to stretch all the way into your nervous system now as you start to extend the arms, extend the arms, extend the arms, extend the arms, extend the arms. Maybe you feel a little tingling sensation in your hands. So just stretching out into the nervous system. Let's take 5 full breaths here. Soften your shoulders. Soften your elbows. And then soften your wrists. And soften your hands. And so the arms are really soft and you're just drawing those arms back. Nice. Relax your arms down as you do so that your palms turn in towards the side body. Take a loop of the shoulders. Change your interlace in front of your heart just like we did earlier, but change which finger was on top. Flip your palms away from you. And now we're going to add on, so we just did upper back. Now we're going to add the full C shape from the tailbone. So bend your knees and then tuck your tailbone, over tuck your tailbone. So really tilt, tilt, tilt. It's almost like you're tilting your pelvis backwards. And then slowly press into your arms and tuck your chin. Hollow into your belly. And now feel this flexion in the spine. You can tuck your chin. Only take it as far as feels good. Soften around the shoulders and that space between the shoulders and the neck. Soften around the hips and the buttocks and the belly. And just breathe. Nice. Press into your feet. Come all the way up and again stretch up. Let's separate the hands now and allow the shoulders to soften down. So now I'm feeling for my tailbone lowering. And picture each of your little vertebrae, right, on top of one another with the little discs in between them, the little cushions there to help your spine against impact, where your spine, your vertebrae are really kept healthy. a lot of the time they experience a lot of compression. So now you're going to lift the crown of your head up as much as you can. Slightly let the tailbone lower. So it's almost like you're tractioning through the vertebra. And by doing this, we're really looking to increase our spinal health and comfort. Nice. And allow the arms to come down. And so then we'll move into a bit of twisting lymph work. So moving really slow, okay? So our lymphatic system is like the, as my teacher taught me, like the dishwasher of our bodies. It removes the toxicity from our system and works from the bottom up through one-way valves. There's pretty much, I think there might even be more lymph vessels than blood vessels in the body, but I might be very incorrect for that. So I'll get back to you with those facts. But there are an incredible amount of lymphatic vessels moving through the body to move your toxins. So we move that by long exhale breaths and then helping the body to pump the lymph without getting the heart rate up and creating more byproducts by burning energy, right? By creating energy. So you're just going to start to move side to side. Okay, so the one arm comes around the front, and one arm moves around the back. Okay, and then I like to lift my heels. My feet are wider than my hips. And then we're just going to feel that twist in the spine. At the same time, the hips move slightly with you. Can you feel you moving through your knee joints and your ankle joints, moving side to side? And then let's bring a nice long exhale into this. So take an inhale. And then let's move exhale. Nice. Move around on those feet. Move around on those toes. Nice. And then we'll start to slow down. So, like I said, this is an intermediate practice, and a lot of the time, just slow down until you come to stand. And so a lot of the time when people hear intermediate, take a nice roll of the shoulders, they think advanced, stronger, bigger, handstands, headstands, etc., where the more advanced your yoga practice becomes, it's the more connected you become to yourself. And from that, yes, more advanced poses can come from that, but it's really more about refinement, connecting, and awareness. That's really where the advancing in your practice is really important. All right, so let's come down onto all fours. Okay, and this is the area where a lot of people have been struggling with these practices because of wrist flexibility. So actually, let's do a little exercise. Come to sit on your hands. Bring your arms out in front of you. And then, if you can, try touch your elbows and your palms together. Okay, so lift your elbows and draw space through the shoulder blades. If your elbows don't touch, don't worry about it. We're just doing a little flexibility practice to look at our wrists and where they are currently. So start to separate your fingers and then your palms. And then open up your hands and look at that angle in your wrist. All right, spread to your palms and your fingers and try draw your fingers down a little more. So naturally, when I'm activating, I'm trying to draw my hand down, I definitely don't have a 90-degree angle between my hand and my wrist joints. Okay, this bottom side of the wrist gets really tight. So keep holding here while I speak. This bottom bit gets really tight, right? Why? Because everything we do with our hands is this: driving, holding your phone, writing, cooking, everything we do is this, right? So arthritis, all those kinds of things that build up in the joint is from repetitive movements and not opening up. So then only one part of the joint is being compressed all the time. So now we really want to open that up. Okay, so that's the same theory as a lot of us having rounded shoulders, right? Because everything we do is this. I always laugh. I always say, no one chops their food like this, even though that would be great because then we could open everything. But that's not our natural movements, right? So then we need to bring that into our practice. Okay, good. So now you know what that looks like. Bring your hands down. Bring your knees under your hips and bring your wrists under your shoulders. And now just notice that when you take your weight a little forward, now you're stretching out the back of the wrist, but then the bottom heel of the hand might lift. So only go as far as you can keep it placed on the mat. And then just start to move through a few circles. So that might feel quite sensitive. Then don't go as forward. Then keep most of the weight in your knees and not on your wrist. If your knees are taking strain here, then you can always place a cushion underneath your knees or flip your mat. All right, nice. So we kind of got that feeling. We take it into another direction. Spin your fingers out to the right and the left and do the same thing. Now just move around on the wrists. Try keep a slight activation of the fingerprints pressing down into the mat. So you're trying to distribute the weight evenly throughout the hands. Okay. Change direction if you haven't. Beautiful. And then let's come back to stillness. So now you're going to have to suss out your boundary or your limits or your as far as you can go. You're going to rotate your thumbs even more outwards and perhaps your fingertips can face your knees. Okay, so now we're really getting into the back of those wrists. So your heels of the hands might be lifted, that's fine. You're still going to get a nice stretch here, but if you can, try keep them grounded and do the same thing. Just move in a few circles here. Release through the hands and try and make it soft. So a lot of the time we go, oof, now we look at this, we go, oh my word, look how tight my wrists are. Oh my word, I should be doing this every day. Oh my word, this is why I can't hold my plank or my chaturanga. It doesn't matter. You are here to put in. So that's what you're doing now. You are serving your body in the best way you can by just being here, right? So we do our yoga practice as what would you call it? What's the word? I can't think of the word now. Never mind. If it popped back into my head, I'll let you know there's something specific I want to say. All right, nice. And then let's release the hands and bring them out in front of you. Okay, we'll move into a puppy dog stretch. So keeping my knees above my hips. Walk your arms forward now and tilt your pelvis forward. So I'm keeping my hips above my knees. And then I'm allowing such a nice feeling in this back line to just allow my chest to melt down in between my shoulders. You could bring your forehead to the mat, or those who are perhaps a bit flexy, bringing your chest down, your chin down and looking forward. Now completely soften. We take 5 full breaths. Beautiful. After your 5th exhale, press into your hands. Walk your hands back. Bring your knees to touch and then tuck your toes under. So for me, I need to lift my knees a little so I can look back. I'll show you from the back actually. Bringing my big toes to touch pretty much. Notice how the heels want to splay out. You're going to squeeze your heels in towards one another. And if you can, bring your weight all the way onto the balls of the feet, slightly drawing the inner ankles together. If you can, your shoulders are stacked above your hips. Rest your hands on your thighs for a moment and deepen the breath. And then try and relax any muscular activation around the feet, around the knees, and around the thighs. Okay? This can get quite intense. So you could lean a little forward if you need to kind of release for a moment. But otherwise, sit yourself back. And again, we're going to take 5 full deep breaths here, stretching out the bottoms of our feet. While we do this, bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and now roll your shoulder caps back. Stretch out the front of the chest. 5 full breaths. Beautiful. Let's soften everything. Bring your hands forward. Take your knees back to underneath your hips, so you're back in a tabletop, toes stay kind of tucked under. Come into a downward dog. So lift the hips up and back, and now straighten out the legs if you can. Straighten out the arms. Let the feet kind of soften now. Head to relax. Draw an activation through the thigh muscles and a firmness around the knee joints. And now open through the calf muscles and the hamstrings. That same feeling as your puppy dog. See how I'm not tucking my tailbone forward? I'm really sending my sit bones high. And then bring your feet a little closer, like we did earlier on. Come onto the top of that foot. And now almost this feeling of dragging your knee forward. You could lift up onto the ball of your right foot, bring more weight onto that left foot. Stretch open the front of the left foot. Strong, straight arms, relaxed head and face. Two more breaths. Nice. Anchor your right heel down, release your left foot. Anchor your left heel down, come onto the top of your right foot, and again, straighten out that right leg. Maybe you lift up onto the ball of that left foot. You could bend your left knee a little bit. And that way, I find a little more opening in the front of my right foot. I'm pressing into my arms, 5 full breaths. Beautiful. Release that foot, come into your down dog. And then take your feet a little further back, hip distance apart. Rock forward into a high plank. Take a hanging cobra as you micro bend your elbows. Allow your hips to lower. Wake up your thighs. Broaden through the collarbones. Look forward. Press into your hands. Come up. Move up and back, down dog. Let's move 3 more like that to the breath. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hanging cobra. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. 2 more. Stay with me, last one. Beautiful. Look forward, bring your knees back together and come back into that seat onto your toes. So tuck your toes under, bring the shoulders above the hips, take a loop of the shoulders. Hands behind you, take an interlace, roll the shoulder caps back, take your hand away from you and just open up the chest. 5 full breaths. Nice. And then slowly release. Hands forward, untuck the toes. Come onto the tops of your feet and then really gently just tap the feet out. Just really gently releasing any tension. Beautiful. We'll come to lie on our back. So cross the ankles, rock onto your buttocks. Bring yourself to lie down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. And then just extend the arms and the legs up. And move through a few little ankle rolls, wrist rolls. Let the legs drain. Beautiful. Take your hands behind your right thigh. Bend your left foot, place it down. Maybe hands come to your right calf muscle. And just straighten out the back of that right leg. Again, if you want a little more, that left leg is extending. And then let's take 5 full breaths here. And let's switch. Bend left knee. Place right foot down. Extend left leg. Find the grip behind the thigh or behind the calf muscle. And you'll extend your right leg forward. I've got what I wanted to say earlier. Yoga we use as preventative medicine, right? So more Eastern medicine than Western medicine both definitely have their place in this world, but there is a lot of preventative work you can do with daily practices that can prevent things, like arthritis and stiff and sore bodies, and helping us to age better, age with more comfort, age where, we aren't going to sit with a lot of pain in our bodies when we're older. All right, let's bend left knee, draw both knees into chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and a full body stretch. Nice. And then we'll take Shavasana. If you've got a wall close to you, shift your bum up against the wall now and just place your feet on the wall. So such a nice way just to invert our legs. If not, don't worry. Just take a nice symmetrical Shavasana, our classic corpse pose, lying out to the side again, that little feeling of your anatomy body in the anatomy book where my feet are out, my ankles flop out, my feet flop out. I'm on the backs of my hands so that my palms are open and my armpits have space and my lungs have space. If your chin is quite high, if you're struggling to lengthen that back line, just place a cushion underneath your head. And then we'll just take a few minutes of Shavasana. Take a deep, full breath in. And then release the practice completely. Exhale. Full relaxation in every part of your body now. Zero muscle activation. Thoughts are on pause, and your awareness is simply with your breath. See, for the last few minutes, you can relax just 5% more. So adjust as you must, so you can really just relax. All right, let's start to move into the fingers and the toes a little bit. You can slowly bring your knees to your chest. Nice little squeeze, a little rock side to side. And then gently roll yourself over to one side so that you can push yourself up, soft head and neck until you come up. Find an easy seat to close your practice. Hands can be where you'd like, maybe grounding you down on your legs, perhaps into the heart space, or perhaps in prayer. Just a nice way to bring balance into the shape and into the practice. I thank you all for sharing your practice today. If you're catching up, I hope you enjoy this session. And I wish you a beautiful week further. May you continue this week with mindfulness and breath and just a general good feeling to the week and looking after yourself and your health. And so thank you very much. We'll close the practice. Thank you, everyone. I hope that felt good in your bodies. There is still so much that I would like to add in. So we'll be doing different things in the different classes this week. Some things will be repeated. Some things will be different. I'm just trying to find where you guys are. So yeah, if you're wanting to do a little more with your body this week, please join me. Let me know how that felt. How are your ankles and your wrists feeling now? How are your joints feeling? How's the depth of your breath feeling? I really hope that that felt good in your bodies. Pleasure, Janice. Needed that one. Always need that one. So great. Pleasure, Sandra. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, guys. So everyone who's here from one-on-ones, well done. Keep it up. Let your coaches know that you're doing your flow. They're there to help you stay accountable for everything that you've set your goals on. How are those July calendars looking, by the way? I think you guys need to show us a little refresh of what's going on in your calendars for the, what do we have? About 10 or just under 2 weeks left of July. Let us know, have you stuck to those calendars? Have you stuck to doing your flow sessions? If you haven't got them in your calendar, why don't you have them in your calendar? And I want to see pictures of your flow sessions in your calendar. And always feedback welcome on these sessions, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Leslie, didn't realize how stiff my body is. Achilles thighs back. Need to do this more often. Thanks so much. Diona, I'm feeling stretched. Alison, thank you. Such a pleasure. It really is in the smaller things. It's in the nuance of our body. You know, it's just the practice, and you need to be on your mat every day. So yeah, well done for being here again, guys. These sessions are not there to look at yourself and go, oh my word, I can't do this. Like, this isn't for me because it's hectic or my body just can't do it, right? That's why you're here. Because the less you do, the less you can do, right? The more you move, the more you can move. We've all seen that through the HIIT sessions. We've all seen that with the running, right? So it's not different in your flow. It's not different in your yoga practice. If you can build stamina, if you can build strength, if you can build durability, is that the word? If you can build all of that, your fitness up, then you can release, relax, stretch, open the body, but it takes more time because we go a lot deeper into the body than just the muscles or the outward, the outer part of our body, the skin and the muscles. We go deeper than that. So it takes more effort, it takes more time, but it is worth it. All right, guys, that's me for now. If you're new to Jeff, if you're just joining us now, I saw a few requests wanting to join and saying, how do I try out these classes? How do I join? How does that all work? So that, these sessions are free at the moment on the platform. So how amazing. get your friends involved, get your partners involved, get your family involved. I'm working on a few family members, so we'll see how that goes. But if you haven't signed up, it's 200 Rand a month, guys, for the membership. The 200 Rand helps us to help you. So that helps us to keep us going. Everyone with us at Jeff working behind the scenes tirelessly, and with so much passion and compassion for everyone a part of our community. That 200 Rand helps us to make things better, to make things easier, to make things run smoother. So if you've got any questions on the membership, comment, ask a question. Someone will get back to you ASAP. The coaches are all over the show. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. I wish you a beautiful week. Catch me back. Ooh, yes, before I go, important announcements. There is a morning flow class tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. So please join me. I'll be up bright and early. That's actually also why I slept in this morning. So I was like, I'm going to be up early tomorrow morning. So take a little lie in. I'm very much someone who goes, Kathleen, you deserve a bit of a break. You deserve a bit of a rest. But yeah, so tomorrow morning, love morning practices. It's going to be very similar to today. Maybe a few simpler exercises as it is more of an all levels practice, whereas today we might have pushed a little more in our bodies. So yeah, great way to start your morning. Digestive work, lymph work, joint work, and to get ourselves ready for the day. So I hope you'll be joining me either post Siri or pre. I think John and them are doing 8 a.m. I'm not sure what the schedule is. But yeah, catch you in the morning, and then of course beginners session tomorrow evening at 5:30. All right, I am chatting a lot again, so I'm gonna go. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Ciao.